The four stones stumbled onto Glassstaff's study through a secret door. Sildar was surprised to find his old friend Inarno had betrayed him and the Lord's alliance. After a brief struggle, Glassstaff was tied up and questioned. He admitted that he worked for the Bleached Spider, but he was unaware of the location of Wave Echo Cave, and only the Bugbears knew the way. Sandowish, in revenge, stabbed Glassstaff in the side, and was quickly pulled off by Sildar, who wanted Inarno to face justice in front of the Lord's alliance. The four stones moved into the next room, which was Glassstaff's laboratory, where Sandowish and Splendorious mixed their own concoctions, each ending in a disastrous result. Once they had recovered, the four stones moved to the next door, which they found blocked. When Sildar pushed through the door, they found their Bugbear allies passed out from an hour of heavy drinking.
Splendorious, he's gonna say, should we just kill them all now?
Or do you want to wake up your friends and have them go wreak havoc like you planned, Splendorious? Sandowish says.
Well, I wasn't aware that they would all be drunk and asleep by the time that we returned. I thought they would still be up partying, but apparently Bugbears are really not that much of the drinkers that I thought they were.
You notice that there's 6 empty barrels of ale strewn across the room, presumably drunken by those 3 Bugbears.
I used to drink 6 barrels of ale back when I was in a fraternity.
Tapakegadea?
That was good. How did you know?
Well, Tapakegadea is the only elvish fraternity in Neverwinter.
I know. I have some of my distant relatives who went that route.
Really? I wasn't aware that they were allowing elves in these days.
Oh yes, it's a very cosmopolitan area.
Yes, that's true. I think diversity is a very interesting thing.
Is it? I noticed you had quite the screed against those goblins we fought yesterday, or the day before. I'm getting mixed up on my time, says Azorio. I think, says Azorio, we should leave these bugbears be.
Well, perhaps we could at least wake one up and see if they're down for some violence. And if not, then we'll just have to kill them.
Azorio says, I think he will be incomprehensibly drunk.
Splendorious then looks at Sandowish and he says, hey, go on, go up and, see what you think. Poke them around.
I will only go as far as the fraternal rules speak. And then Sandowish checks to see if any of them have taken off their boots.
None of them were wearing boots in the first place. They just have their furry clawed feet out.
Pray tell, brothers of the stone, doth one of you have a quill and ink so that we can...
You want to write them a note? You want to leave them a message?
No, we're supposed to draw dicks on their heads.
I have a bottle of ink and an ink pen for this mischievous deed, says Azorio.
Sandowish takes the quill and ink and writes, Sandowish was here.
Mosk is right there, and he's still wearing his eye patch, but he's pulled it up, and you notice that he has 2 good eyes.
Okay.
Don't just have a heyday now, little Sandowish. I don't want you to wear out the pen.
All right.
What he's saying is, don't draw too many dicks.
All right.
Sandowish quietly walks up to Mosk's barefoot and writes in legible handwriting, Sandowish was here. You notice that you've stepped in a puddle of bear bug vomit.
Ew, bear bug.
Or bugbear vomit.
All right, should we wake one up and see if they want to come with us, or shall we leave them to their slumber?
Leave them to their slumber. I do not want to be encumbered by these fools, says Azorio.
Splendorious walks over and then he holds up his fist to Sandowish and he motions to do rock, paper, scissors.
It's like a frat party now.
Yeah.
Because now, you're like, dude, you want a Rochambeau for it?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ah, shit!
Splendorious raises a paper hand, but is countered by Sandowish's scissors. Splendorious, sad in defeat, realizes he must be the one to wake one of the Bugbears.
Splendorious grimaces to himself and curses under his breath.
Sandowish is really excited and just, all right. And then he just kind of walks back over to Azorio. He doesn't know what he won. Yeah.
Splendorious, with his boot, he kicks softly the Bugbear, and then he takes a step back.
Moss groggles. And he sits up and looks at you, and then projectile vomits all over you, making your piss cape smell even worse with more Bugbear vomit. And then he passes back out.
Come, let us get this Glassstaff fellow into a cell, says Azorio.
Splendorious, you have a minus to stealth because you smell so bad.
On the contrary, wouldn't I have a bonus to bears because I smell like one of them now?
Yes, you have advantage for sneaking up on Bugbears and in public bathrooms. But elsewhere you have a disadvantage on stealth.
If I want to sneak up on a public bathroom, I have an advantage.
In a public bathroom.
Dude, that's a really good idea for a concept for a character. It's like he's undeniably like a top-notch assassin. However, like unfortunately the party always has to put up with like him smelling like diarrhea and flies.
My name's Death Stench.
Everyone's always getting sick from food poisoning.
My name's Death Stench.
Yeah, dude, but Death Stench is like one of the best like assassins because he's all about the bathroom kill. But Splendorious, he starts thinking, the scented killer. Ah, that's got kind of a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Yeah, the scented killer. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
The musky murderer.
Yes, the musky murderer. Or maybe the mosky murderer later.
That's my name. Azurio is wanting to leave this Bugbear vomitorium.
Don't you think it's urgent that we bring this man to justice? Sildar, don't you think we should be on our way?
I wasn't sure if we should explore deeper into this hideout in case there's any prisoners.
Splendorious says, yes, that's right. You are looking for somebody, aren't you?
I was looking for Glassstaff. Inario has been a traitor to the Lord's Alliance this whole time. You're too consumed with your vomit-stained cloak to remember.
Sandowish says, Sildar, what he's saying is that we found Glassstaff, but weren't you looking for your wizard friend?
Yes, that is Glassstaff. Inario is Glassstaff.
Oh, your friend's name is Inario.
Oh my god.
And Inario is my bad guy.
Let's just get out of here. I can't stand this anymore.
This is why we should leave this stuff to Azorio.
Azorio, I'm gonna let these fools' fate in your hand. I do feel that there's other prisoners down here.
Well, we do have him pretty tied up, nice and good. We've given him the Yemik treatment.
Yeah.
Look at Glassstaff, and he's clearly passed out.
We like tied it too tight.
You stabbed him in the...
Oh, wait, I stabbed him.
You don't even remember that you stabbed this man just 5 minutes ago.
Splendorious says, being in the enemy territory can have strange psychological effects.
You know what also has strange psychological effects, Splendorious? You drinking that strange concoction you made last time.
Oh. What are you talking about?
Oh no, he somehow brewed a potion of forgetfulness.
What's that?
Oh, Azurio, what do you want to do? It seems we're the only two competent ones here. I'm here too, says Carp.
Yes, I forgot young Carp was with us.
Azorio says we've already made it this far. We might as well finish the job and not just go in knee-deep, but get the whole thing accomplished.
Yes, and then we will go to Cragmaw Castle.
Is that where we should go next? Says Azorio.
Isn't that what you wanted to do?
I would like it indeed if that is what we did.
Because it's a defiled temple of Ogma in the castle, and you want to restore it to honor Ogma, not the goblin god Maglubiet.
Yes.
I guess that potion only affects your short-term memory then.
What potion are you talking about?
Oh, God. Azurio, lead the way.
No, lest we forget our tasks at hand to find those lost family members of the tavern dwellers.
I think it's too late. At least personally speaking, I have forgotten, actually.
You mean the Dindar family?
Right, so Azorio should not lead the way as we discussed prior. It's brawniest to scrawniest.
Yes.
Yes.
We can't put Splendorious up front anymore, of course. He probably will forget how to walk soon.
Then either you should lead Sildar or I will sneak ahead and scout the way.
Well, I recommend you sneak up these stairs just outside this door we just came in.
Sandowish sneaks up the stairs.
Sandowish quietly walks up the stairs and finds himself back at the northern bridge of the crevasse.
Sandowish calls back down the stairs. Companions, it's safe to come up the stairs now. Do not fear. There's nothing in this cave. Cave.
Sildar says, let's go. And he walks up the stairs and sees Sandowish's face, his hair still blown back from the potion that exploded in his hands earlier in the laboratory.
Yeah.
Do you guys not remember, but 20 minutes ago, says Azorio, when I slayed that one-eyed creature with my blade? That was pretty cool.
Good one. Is that why you pronounce slew slayed in that case? To make it rhyme?
Yes.
Well played.
For a slew of other reasons. But I think we need to keep moving forward. Azorio carries Glassstaff now, but he's encumbered.
I do say that second secret door was intriguing. Shall we venture further into that chamber?
Yes, let's do that.
You head over the bridge. Glassstaff briefly regains consciousness and realizes where he is, and he goes, Northak, help me! We had a deal! Northak! Oh, and he passes back out. Nothing comes of his call. No one comes to save him.
So Northak was that dude we killed?
Yeah, it was a Northak.
Oh, his name's not Northak.
Maybe, but he doesn't know his name because it's been so long.
Oh, right.
Oh, that dude was Northak that I killed?
No, it's not his name. He was a Northak.
Oh, okay.
Like John Northak.
Yeah, he was actually John Northak.
He was a Northak of the Northak family.
That family's going to be really upset that their only son was murdered.
He was a Northak.
Anyway, you move northward back into the storage room and towards the secret door in the northwest corner.
I'll jump right in that room.
Sandowish jumps through the secret door and finds himself in a short hallway. There's an iron gate door in front of him, and to his right, there is another wooden door.
What's beyond the bars?
You look through the bars, and you see racks of weapons lining the walls of this chamber, including spears, swords, crossbows, and bolts, and a dozen dirty cloaks hanging from the hooks by the door.
Come on in here, guys. I hit the jackpot.
The party squeezes into the small hallway.
All right, get the keys from Glassstaff. He's probably got the keys on him.
Glassstaff does not have any keys on him.
Oh, maybe we should go check his desk of novelty for keys. I'm sure they've appeared by now.
Sandowish runs back to Glassstaff's desk of novelty and rummages around, finding an inkwell and ink pen that probably would have been better for graffitiing Bugbear's feet, along with a set of iron keys.
That's so ridiculous. Sandowish takes the keys and goes to unlock the weapons locker.
Sandowish stands in front of the gate and uses the key. The gate clicks open and screeches as he pushes it inward into the room.
I'll stand aside and motion them in to get some weapons.
Everyone moves in. It's like a new opening of the mall. They're crowded around the different items, checking them out. They're all just average. More of a bugle boy than a Levi.
There's a montage of us trying out the different weapons, wearing all the different armor. Like, we're doing chicken fighting, wearing the armor. Someone's wearing like a Viking helmet and they're like pushing the turn.
You weaken the Bernie with Glassstaff since he's passed out.
Yeah, we do that. We put on like the best suit of armor we can on him, and then we all do target practice.
There's no suit of armor in there, but Carp finds a short sword and he's like, yes, I'm a real adventurer now. and he holds up a regular short sword.
I'll take a crossbow.
You take a crossbow, but no bolts.
I'll take some bolts too.
You take just a few bolts, maybe enough for 1 or 2 shots.
I only want like 4.
Not wanting to be greedy, Sandowhish only takes 4 bolts for his newly acquired crossbow.
Does anybody else want stuff?
Sildar says, well, this baby now, and he holds up the Talon sword.
Splendorious looks at the weapons and armor and tries to assess if there is anything in there that is better than what he already has. That's so lazy.
Splendorious scans the room, but quickly forgets what kind of weapon he has, and he looks at it, and he sees an axe, and he goes, yeah.
Splendorious's favorite possession in the world is his great axe. If anything, the one thing that he wouldn't forget, because it's a metaphor in his mind for his penis.
Splendorious looks back up from his 2-headed axe, which strangely reminds him of his own phallus, and looks again at the weapons and forgets what kind of weapon he has, and he looks back and he sees his axe, and it reminds him of his phallus. And he looks back up to see what weapons there are. Then he forgets what he has, and he looks back.
Splendorious says, hey, I might need some help over here.
You notice Splendorious is kind of in a loop. He's stuck in a loop.
One might say he's passing through a loop himself right now.
It's not lost on the other members that Splendorious' mind is passing through its own loop.
Pass through the loop game never ends in the mind of Splendorious.
Azoria walks and provides some outside interjection. I think you've been staring at that for long enough.
Azorio, I need your sagely advice.
I'll try best I can.
Now, before I forget this thought, before I look, is there anything in here that is better than what I have already in terms of a weapon or armor? Go.
I know that great axe of yours already holds such heavy sentimental value for you, for you were telling me all about it when we were riding on the ox cart, trying to deliver the mining gear to the dwarves in Fandelver.
Wait, what were we talking about again?
Your axe. You don't need a better one.
Splendorious, Azurio's speech has brought you back to the present date, and you now have your full memory restored.
Splendorious comes to and he says, oh, you see, I've got an idea. I'm going to keep this great axe, but I'm going to modify it for esoteric aesthetic purposes. And then secondly, what I'm going to do, any fighter must be worth his weight, not in just strength, but also cruel, destructive armor to bring forth his bloodlust and vengeance. What say you? Do you notice anything here that would fit me in terms of strong armor? Because all I'm wearing right now is chainmail, and I think that it's time, come on, I'm second level. Time to kick it up a notch.
Splendorious, the group looks around for armor in the armory, but the only form of armor there is a knot, vomit, and piss-stained red cloak, which there is several of. Where should we go next? Sildar asks.
Splendorious says, hey, just in case there's any confusion, and in case we forget our nicknames from last time, now you can call me SK, if you like.
I like the wig better. The wig?
Yes, but the wig keeps on having too many problematic connotations associated with it these days. So I would prefer, you could call me SK, if you like.
We'll call you the Merkin.
Why would you call me the Merkin?
Well, I mean, it's a form of wig.
Ah, I see. Well, you can call me that if you want to, or you can call me SK. I care not. SK, by the way, it stands for Scented Killer.
You hear Carp say, the fish is ready for battle again! And he lifts up his short sword for only a moment before it becomes too heavy for his arm, and he drops it back down.
Splendorious holds his great axe out straight. He lets the great axe lead him forward. Without looking back, he shouts out, Sandowhish, point, traps.
It's torpedo.
Torpedo, point, traps.
Azoria, if you're becoming weary of...
Gordian, says Carp.
My apologies. The Gordian, if you're feeling weary of carrying Glassstaff, Perhaps we could let him reside here in this cell, as I have the keys with which to lock it.
That is a capital idea. Let's do so.
So be it. We'll put Glassstaff in the weapons room and lock the door.
You lie Glassstaff in the middle of the room and lock the door. You are now back in the hallway.
Splendorious says, should we tell him that we've thrown away the key? Perhaps leave a note.
Let's move forward, says Sildar.
Yes, let's go. Sandowhish leaps through the next doorway.
Sandowish throws open the door and leaps into the room. There's 3 large sarcophagi standing within this dusty crypt. And propped up against each sarcophagus is a human skeleton clad in bits of rusty mail. False columns along the walls are carved in the image of spreading oak trees. The double doors in the southeast corner are sheathed in tarnished copper plate. There is also a second door in that room to the northwest, a smaller, normal-sized door. Sandowish leaps into the crypt. The 3 skeletons look up at him, all 3 simultaneously turning their heads to him, and turn their heads back and stay where they are.
Sandowhish goes, ah! Leaps back out of the room.
Sandowish leaps back into the room into his waiting companions.
Skeletons. My companions. There's some sort of undead creatures in that chamber.
Splendorious steps forward with his axe and he says, prepare yourselves. Looks like we have a battle in our hand.
Do you enter first?
No. Splendorious waits and he looks inside to see if there's any movement going on or anything.
The skeletons just sit there.
Splendorious squints and he says, do you think they're waiting for us to make the first move?
Sildar pushes you through the door. Go ahead, you coward.
Splendorious, his heart's beating really fast and he puts his great axe away. He takes a step forward.
Splendorious steps into the room. Again, the skeletons turn their heads towards his direction, and once seeing him, turn their heads back and remain where they are.
When they turn their heads, Splendorious says, hello.
They don't reply.
He takes another step forward.
They do nothing.
My name is Splendorious. And he takes another step.
They remain where they are still.
Splendorious is going to look back at the others, and then he's going to wink at them. And he's going to run to the door, the northwest door. And he's going to go...
Splendorious, like a child in the night, scampers to the northwest door. The skeletons do not move, and he reaches the northwest door.
Splendorious has his hand on the door.
Sildar steps into the room cautiously. The skeletons don't move either, and he walks over to Splendorious calmly.
Splendorious gives a knowing nod to Sildar.
Sildar says, are the rest of you coming?
Azorio tiptoes through the room cautiously.
The skeletons do nothing.
Or Sandowhish will say, go ahead, Carp.
It's the fish, you idiot!
Carp, what's gotten into you?
I'm a man now! And he holds out his short sword and boldly steps into the crypt.
Sandowhish goes over to the others too.
You are all now standing in front of the northwest door.
Splendorious says, we are all aware now that we are in the eye of the storm. You see, this is a chamber of clearly very evil and unholy magic. The art of necromancy is animating those skeletons.
The fish isn't scared.
Good, young fish. Now, ready yourself, for this is now the moment that we've prepared for. The most dangerous part! Splendorious opens the door and then jumps out of the way with his axe, ready to attack anything that comes through.
Splendorious throws open the door. This large room is partitioned into 3 areas, with iron bars walling off the north and south. Filthy straw lines the floor, the hinged doors of which are secured by chains and padlocks. A pair of disheveled human women are held in the cell to the south, while a human boy is confined to the north. All are dressed in plain gray tunics and have iron shackles fixed around their necks. A heap of discarded clothes is piled carelessly against the wall next to two red brands who have been surprised by the sudden opening of the door.
Splendorious clears his throat and he steps into the room and he looks at the red brands.
We all go in.
Everyone steps into the room, clad in their red brand capes.
Splendorious, he says, "What the fuck is going on in here?" And he intimidates them.
Nice, dude.
The two red brands are thrown back by what you've said, and one of them says, "Oh, we're sorry, we're just guarding these three prisoners before they were sold off."
Splendorious gestures to them and he says, "You call this guarding? Next time when you say that, put air quotes around it if you're gonna bullshit around."
Oh,
Oh. So nauseous.
both of them look down at their shoes.
Splendorious says, "You've been relieved, and it's all your fault too that the Bugbears got drunk again."
Sandowhish says to Splendorious, Tell them they gotta go clean the skeletons off now.
Splendorious, he looks down at Sandowish and nods. "We are here to relieve you of your duty so that you can go and clean up after all of their shit."
Bugbears?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. And it's specifically all your fault.
They stomp out of the room, upset at their duty. Oh, man, don't clean up those Bugbears, kid. I'm never going to do anything fun. I was going to go to the Sleeping Giant tonight, but now we're going to do this all night. Oh, God. Two red brands walk out of the room, and you're now alone in this chamber of cells.
Splendorious looks at the others and says, "Kids." And then he says, "Young fish, others, go clean up the people. I'll do the interrogations."
The two women are like, oh no. And the boy is cowering in the corner too.
Carp, who are these people? Are these...
I told you I'm the fish, Torpedo.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
He's young fish, Torpedo.
The woman to the north goes, Carp? Is that you, Carp? Yeah, it's me.
Splendorious says, "It's the fish!"
Oh! Carp goes, don't yell at her. That's Marina and her daughter, and that's her son over there. And he points to the south cell.
Mission accomplished.
I'm so glad we decided to stick with this.
Carp says, yeah, that's Marina and her daughter, Nilsa, and her young son, Nars.
Sandowhish says, Nars? Oh, that must be the son of Narth.
No, my father was killed.
Who's your daddy and what's he do?
My father, he stood up to the Red Brands. They'll Darnar. He stood up to them and he was killed for it, but he's a brave man for doing that. But the Red Brands came back and now they're trying to sell us into slavery, and they took our pants. And you look at him and the tunic only goes to his belly button and he's bare naked under it.
We've got to get some pants on these guys. Everyone's Donald Ducking it around here.
This is very clearly a very sick cult that we're dealing with that steals the pants from children for obviously strange purposes.
Just hand me some pantaloons in that pile.
Wait, hold on. Not so fast, says Sandowhish as he checks the pile of clothes for traps first.
Sandowhish slowly walks up to the pile of clothes. He smells the scent of mildew. And he puts his hands through the pile of clothes and finds no trap or any pants.
Oh no. Sandowhish just gives him like a longer tunic then.
Nars says, aren't you gonna let us out of here? We all need pants.
Pants for all the prisoners. Sandowhish opens up all the cells with his keys.
The Dindar family all runs over to the pile and quickly finds pants very easily.
Oh, and traps.
They all fall into a pit of spikes and die. Nardis, she slips on her pants and she says, thank you so much for saving my family, or what's left of it. We don't have anything to offer you, but I can tell you where I had hidden a family heirloom long ago. When I was a young girl, I lived in Thunder Tree, but it was overrun by the undead. My family owned a herb and alchemy shop there, and I hid a necklace made of emerald in that shop, but I'd never dare go back to that town. But our shop's in the southeast. If you ever go there, you're welcome to search for it. It's the only thing I could ever repay you for freeing us from this dungeon.
All right, you heard her. Let's go. It's a new quest. Let's go there now. We should spread out and search this chamber before we move on.
You all spread out and dig through the clothes and the chambers, and you find dirty clothes. They clearly have sold several people off into slavery.
Jeez.
And we're planning to sell off the Dindar family as well.
Well, this is a very sad and pathetic little operation, isn't it? I was kind of hoping we could bust some more, big time movers, you know what I mean?
Well, those people will be so eager to get back to their family and to their lives. However, we haven't explored every nook and cranny of this cavern yet, says Azorio.
Splendorious says, are there any more prisoners that we can free? Or is it just you guys?
Myrna replies, luckily it's just us three.
What a letdown.
Myrna, pray tell, doth you know anything of these skeletal chambers?
No, I was brought in here. We were blindfolded when we were brought in here. I know nothing outside of the slave den.
Splendorious leans over to Azorio and whispers in his ear, think we can trust him?
Absolutely. These are innocent, kind folks, good souls.
Carp says, let's go. I'm going to save my friends. And he marches forward towards the double copper-plated doors.
Splendorious says, stick to the plan. And then he steps up to the doors, and this time he gets his great axe.
Carp pushes his hands against the door. He pushes with all his might to open the doors and ends up pushing himself backwards onto the ground.
Young fish, clearly you are not a man yet if you cannot do something as simple as open a couple of doors.
The hero's not based on his strength. And he picks himself back up. But, could you help open these doors, please?
Yes. A hero does not need someone's help to open the doors, and yet it looks like strength is what you need exactly if you are going to call yourself hero, no?
My mother always said that heroes know how to ask for help when they need it.
And heroes know their role in the party. It is fine for you to be eager, young fish, but let someone else do the heavy lifting for you.
Yes.
Why are you all ganging up on me now?
It's because we just care about you. It's because we love you.
If you loved me, you'd open those doors.
Splendorious considers that and he says, I'm not sure if that really makes sense.
It doesn't make much sense that like 3 grown adults love a kid. I mean, I've only known you for a couple of hours.
I feel so sorry that your family does not have even 3 adults that love you and care for you. I'm sorry for that.
My mom loves me.
And then Splendorious opens the door and then jumps back with the axe ready.
You open the doors. Thick dust covers the flagstones of this somber hallway. The walls are decorated in faux columns every 10 feet, and the double doors at the west of the hall are sheathed in copper plate, now green with age. Those are the doors you went through, which have a relief carving of a mournful angel gracing the doors. Carp says, suckers, and he runs through the doors, across the hall with his sword extended down to the door at the other end of this large corridor.
Splendorious says, well, maybe he'll trigger some traps for us.
Carp makes it across to the door at the other end, and he's struggling to open it. Come on, help me!
Know your place, Carp.
Whatever.
Wait up for the adults.
Fish!
Hurry up.
Young fish, I promised your mother I would keep you in my care, yet you recklessly run ahead of the group.
I don't need any help anymore, except for this door.
Splendorious says, yes, that's right, young fish. You don't need our help. Run along. Play. See what happens.
Well, I just need help with the second door. The dusty floor shows little halfling footprints all the way down to where Carp is.
Sandowhish checks for traps.
Sandowhish holds the party back and he follows in Carp's footsteps. He gets halfway down the hall and he notices that where the footsteps have gone over a certain section, the dust has fallen into cracks. And he realizes there's a false floor from which Carp has run over. But you look and can tell that on the sides of the floor is a sturdier floor.
Sandowish is gonna go ahead and just trigger that trap.
You poke the floor with this sword and one tile starts to fall and you kick at it, but due to your small stature, it's slow going, trying to kick the false floor in, but you finally get it and it crumbles down and it falls into a 20-foot pit.
There's a pit here in the middle of the floor that everyone needs to avoid, says Sandowish. Hogue.
Carp says, I didn't see anything.
Jeez. Young Carp, you could have been killed.
I wasn't. Splendorious puts his axe back and gracefully walks across the ledge on the side.
Splendorious hollers down and he says, hey, if you try to jump, I'll catch ya.
That sounds dumb, says Carp.
Splendorious says, young fish, come over here and let's help the others cross.
I don't know what I can do for them.
Go across and lead them because you're skinny and you can help guide them and hold their hand as they go across.
I already made it across.
That will give them aid, which will allow them to have advantage as they cross.
That sounds too dangerous.
Come on, fish, you're not being a hero at all right now, says Sandowhish.
Yes, young fish, it's time for you to pull your weight.
Why are you picking on me again?
Because you're being a little shit. Now go across and help them.
Erna says, hey, leave the kid alone.
Hey, do you want to go back into the prison?
I thought you were here.
Do you want to go back into the prison? I didn't think so. Now shut up and do as we say.
You hear Carp go, whoa, too far. Whoa,
I don't
buddy.
believe this. I don't believe this. I'm going to put you all back into the prison cell. I'm getting a migraine.
Whoa, whoa. Everyone is floored by what you have to say.
All right? Huh?
Wait, hold on, says Sandowish. Maybe they don't have to cross. What if there's just a dead end beyond the door? Maybe we should open that door before we have everyone cross in case we have to come back.
That's a good idea.
Splendorious crosses his arms and he says, so then we open the door and we're attacked by the monsters and we are separated by this chasm here, and young fish and I are here just to fend for ourselves. We can't get back up from you all as you stand on the other side of the pit there, helpless to defend us. Is that what you want?
Carp says, come on, the wig, help me open this door. And he keeps pulling at it.
Splendorious says, at least Sandowish, come over here. Azorio, you take care of the women and children and use your spells.
Sandowish gingerly crosses on the ledge and is now on the other side of the pit.
All right, open the door, fellas.
Splendorious opens the door and holds his great axe high, ready.
And then he jumps back.
And he takes a step back.
Every time. He jumps back.
And he jumps back.
You open the door. Above you is a 5-foot wide landing 15 feet above this cellar floor, with stone steps ascending to the landing in 2 short flights. The door under it is the one you came out of to the north. A large stone cistern occupies the western part of the room, whose walls are lined with kegs and barrels. Above you, you see Eldermath gagged and hanging by 1 foot from a rope from the ceiling. His muffled voice yells, "Moo! Moo!"
Splendorious says, looks like this game of pass through the loop got a little out of hand.
Nice. What's he dangling above?
Just dangling above the cellar floor between all the flights of stairs. So just above the door you entered from the north.
So he's like right next to us?
Well, he's above you.
How high up?
10 foot.
Looking up, Splendorious says, Sandowish, get him down.
Sandowish climbs up Splendorious.
Sandwich is now on Splendorious's shoulders.
All right, now, just like we practiced, throw me up.
Splendorious steps in the room, and his ankle is suddenly caught by a rope, and he's pulled to his back. Sandowish spills onto the floor, and 3 red brands walk out going, pass to the loop, pass to the loop, pass to the loop.
What?
And you see Nar standing there, drunker than ever. Oh, it's you guys! You joined too? Hey guys, these are my friends!
They were really playing Pass Through the Loop?
These guys taught me pass to the loop! And the other 2 red brands are like, yeah!
Wow!
I love that game! Oh, pass to the loop! We caught this guy coming through the front door! It's old Eldermouth! You know, he was my neighbor back when I used to, live the dumb life. Azorio walks into the room, looking around cautiously, and Nar says, Azorio! You're here too? Wow, man, the whole gang's here, man. The whole Stone Lion gang. Oh, boy. I've had so much fun with your little game these past months. Well, what's the plan, guys? You want to drink with us? We've been drinking all day.
Splendorious is like really disoriented and is like looking to the others.
I help Splendorious off the ground.
Narth's like, hey guys, help him up. And the other 2 red brands run over and help you up.
Splendorious gets up. Yes. You're playing Pass Through the Loop, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
One second. He looks back at the others and he says, what do we do?
And then you hear Elder Math above you go,
Splendorious says, hey, don't you think he's been up there long enough?
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, he's already stuck into our hideout in the front door.
Hey, come on. Let's let him down. You see, if you're up there for too long upside down, all the blood can rush to your brain, and if it's in your brain long enough, your head can explode. And we wouldn't like that to happen, would we?
But Splendorious, remember the first rule of pass through the loop. The first rule, pass through the loop. Once your foot goes in, you gotta go up.
Yes, that's very true. However, you know what they say, what goes up must come down.
Oh, yeah, okay. Guys, boys, let him down.
Yes, well played.
One guy just takes his sword and cuts the rope that Elder Math is attached to, and he falls to the ground with a heavy thud. Oh!
Did he break his neck?
Oh!
You can break your neck that way. He's paralyzed.
He's just writhing in pains with the rope still attached to his foot.
Splendorious says, hey, are you okay, dude?
Elder Math pulls the sock out of his mouth. You 3 left me behind.
Hey, now listen. Circumstances changed.
North says, what does he mean by that? Left behind.
You see, we have a certain code that we need to use in case there are certain traitors around.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's your answer.
Well, you told me about the code.
Listen, we don't have time for this, okay? Circumstances have changed. Mistakes have been made. Codes need to be used. Hey, now, are you okay?
I'm in great pain right now, thanks to you 3.
Hey, do you want to go back up there?
Is that a threat?
Huh?
Is that a threat?
Yes, that is a threat. Do you want to go back up there or not?
You were the one who wanted me to come here.
Put him back up. Let's play Pass Through the Loop. One more time. Let's go.
No,
don't put him back up. Don't put him back up, says Azorio.
It's like, we gotta get a new rope because we cut this one too short.
Splendorious looks back. You're lucky, because the moment we get back into town, we're gonna play Pass Through the Loop.
Yeah. Well, we can all just go to the Sleeping Giant right now and play.
Okay, let's go.
All right, but first we gotta put this guy in the slave pens.
No, he's coming with us.
Yeah, but he knows where a hideout is.
No. We're gonna kill him later.
Sandowhish stops Splendorious from speaking by grabbing his knee.
Splendorious giggles a little bit because it tickles.
Okay, I grab it a little bit more.
Hey, cut that out.
Sandowhish says, Glostaff has resigned. We're in charge now. We have direct orders from the Bleached Spider to move these prisoners up to the surface. We've got a buyer for all of them.
Dar says, Glassstaff's not in charge anymore?
Azoria says, yes, that is correct.
So, who's in charge now? Me?
He's placed us in charge.
Oh, okay, so we're taking the prisoners to Sal now?
We need to take them to the town square post haste.
Okay, I mean, I'm kind of new here, so I guess you guys must have been in this whole time. You guys are really good recruiters, because I love being part of the Red Brands and playing slip loop all day or pass through the loop. All right, well, we gotta get the other ones in the slave pens so then we can get out of here. And then once we're done, we're going to the giant. We're going to the sleeping giant. We're gonna play passing the loop all night.
That's my idea of a good time.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Yes, let's go. Sandowish, go get the others.
Young Fish, go get the others.
North goes, Carpso? Red Brand now?
Well, he hasn't earned his cape yet, but yes, he's on his way to making the first rank of affiliate.
Whatever, I'm too drunk. I just want to go to the sleeping giant, so let's hurry this thing up, boys. Come on.
Let us pass through the door so that we can pass through the loop.
Carp says, why do I have to do everything?
Because you're the youngest.
Whatever. Hey, get over here, he shouts down the hallway. Hey, bring over the people we freed from the jail over here.
Oh no!
North goes, what? You freed the people from the jail?
Young Carp merely means that we opened the doors with a set of keys that obviously only the leader could hold, and I dangle up the keys.
You hear Sildar call back, did they kill all the Red Brands?
Splendorious says, hey, it's not fun to make jokes about being traitors when there are actual real traitors in our midst.
Wait a minute.
You're not going to talk about...
You may have taught me pass through the loop, but you betrayed me. You betrayed me. The rest of you are sitting there watching Splendorious and Narth point their fingers and yell at each other.
Sandowish says, hurry up, Shandarius, brother of Splendorious, we found the traitors, and attacks.
Azorio says, take this ray of frost, you common scum.
Azurio puts his hand forth and shoots a thin sliver of ice, hitting one of the Red Brands in the knee. Oh!
It's like a snowball.
That kind of helps my injured knee a little bit. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't trying to help you.
Cart pushes past you. He says, I'll show you what a bad knee is. And he swings his short sword at the guy and hits him where the ice frozen on his knee is. The ice is too thick and his sword just cracks the ice away, freeing the Red Brand from the ice that had circled his knee.
Sandowish looses a bolt from his freshly stolen crossbow at the same guy we just attacked.
Sandowish splits up his crossbow and, unfamiliar with the device, looses an arrow but misses the Red Brand, and the bolt hits the back wall and falls into the cistern behind them. Sildar, hearing the fighting, hurries across the ledge of the pit and is on his way. The Red Brand, who's been iced, looks down at Carp and he says, you little shit. He attacks Carp, but he's so drunk he swings and misses the short halfling child. The other Red Brand comes up and tries to get Carp as well, but again, Carp is too fast for the drunken Red Brands. Narth, intoxicated, falls backwards into the cistern.
Oh shit.
And is fumbling around trying to find himself. Oh!
Splendorious going to viciously hack down the nearest opponent.
Splendorious raises his axe and brings it down on the icy red brand, cleaving the red brand in half, cutting through his icy skin.
Holy shit.
The icy blood spattering onto Carp. Ew! The other red brand's like, oh shit!
Splendorious is going to use his action surge. Splendorious is going to try to cleave the other guy in half.
Splendorious, excited by the kill,
Splendorious screams.
as he pulls his axe up and launches the other half of the blade towards the second red brand. He hits the red brand straight across the chest, ripping open his beating heart. In front of you slows as he falls to the floor next to Carp. Carp stands there, loosely holding his short sword. He's pale, seeing his first kills.
Jesus Christ.
Narth is still splashing around in the water.
Splendorious ignores anybody. He goes straight over to Narth.
Narth is still splashing around in the cistern, trying to get himself out. His legs dangling over the 2-foot wall.
Young fish, pull him out of there.
You look at Carp as he's just pitch white and he's shaking and he just drops his short sword as he looks at the 2 dead red brands in front of him.
Come on, young fish, swim this man to safety.
You see that the side of his leg starts to become wet.
Oh, he's peeing his pants.
Splendorious grabs him by the hair, twists it around his fist, and he violently throws him like a rag doll with his hair in front of the party.
Azorio levels with Narth and says, have we articulated clearly enough that we are in charge here?
Okay, man, whatever. I don't care. They're all gone now. I mean, I don't have anyone to play pass the loop through.
Splendorious says, and just think, if you weren't a traitor right now, we could all be playing pass through the loop together at the Sleeping Giant. But this is all your fault.
Oh.
The blood of those innocent men over there is all on you.
Come on, man. Don't lay Ted and Kevin's death on me. Come on.
We should have let them kill us.
No, I'm just saying they do what they signed up for. Don't lay their deaths on me, man.
You're saying that this is your fault. You are admitting to this right now.
No, you killed them, but they do this. I didn't force them to join the Red Brands. Don't lay their deaths on me, man. That's heavy, man.
You tell us everything you know, traitor.
Well, I know that they have a lot of free ale here. They got the harder stuff that I like, and they got a lot of rum and a lot of free time.
He takes out his great axe and he says, give us a reason to not kill you right now, because you know the penalty for being a traitor in the Red Brands is death. And come on, I didn't write the rules. You know how it goes. It's just business.
Well, I mean, first off, come on, man. I got 2 wives and 14 kids, man. It's like, you're gonna deprive them of a father? And secondly, I mean, really, I thought you were the traitor, so I wasn't being a traitor. I was trying to defend.
No.
Yeah, I know.
You assume. And do you know what happens when you assume?
Sildar runs in at that moment and he's like, did you kill the rest of the Red Brands?
Splendorious says, the ones that are in here are dead. Yes, let's go.
Am I coming with you now, or?
Splendorious grabs Narth and picks him up over his head and throws him into the cistern.
There's a big splash. Oh, no, God, no. He swims over to this wall and he hangs his arms and his head's over and he's like, oh. Well, I mean, that's not the worst fate. The four stones pull out Narth, and while pulling him out, they notice a satchel underneath the water. In the satchel is a potion of healing, a potion of invisibility, 50 gold, and a clean set of ordinary traveling clothes. The four stones tie up Narth and retrieve Glassstaff. They help out Myrna and her children along with Eldermath and return back to the town.
Look at this guy.
Wait, how do I get out of this stream?
Get me out of here.
Sponsors by Anson's mom.
Bye, Craig.
Okay, bye.